Monday, the 6th of June 2021, and I'm coming at you literally probably 40 minutes to an hour after the news was announced that Meghan has given birth. Meghan and Harry have become new parents to their baby daughter. So we have a lot to kind of talk about, I think, today in today's episode. So as always, it's a live chat, so I'll be trying to read some viewer comments and questions. But I think the first thing that we should do is to actually read the official announcement. So the official announcement was made via Harry and Meghan, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex's official website, which is Archewell. So if you go to archewell.com, you will be able to read the exact same message that I am seeing here. So first of all, it says congratulations. Oh, by the way, it's the main obvious focal point of the website at the moment. Congratulations to the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. It's in the news section. Published, I might need my glasses, on June the 6th, 2021. And it says, all of us at Archewell wish the Duke and Duchess the very best during this special time as a family. So if you follow lots of royal news, you will know that kind of even as late as yesterday, royal reporters were still kind of saying there were stories going around that the new baby would arrive roundabout on Prince Philip's, what would have been Prince Philip's birthday. Of course, babies come when babies come. They come late, they come early, they can come on time. But obviously, if it was true, and we don't know, but if it was true that the due date was Prince Philip's birthday, well, what would have been his birthday, then obviously baby has come a little bit early. But we don't know. But all we do know is baby was safely delivered when it was. So the official statement says, it is with great joy that Prince Harry and Meghan, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, welcome their daughter Lilibet. And in quotes, it's got Lily, Diana, Mountbatten, Windsor. So first of all, let's pause and just talk a little bit about the name. So again, there was lots of speculation about the names. Lots of people were thinking that there would be an honour to Philip. So a lot of people were thinking maybe Pippa, Philippa, that kind of name. But no, they've gone with an honour to the Queen, which is Lilibet. Lilibet is kind of the Queen's pet name, childhood pet name. So I think they are going to abbreviate it and kind of she'll be known as Lily, but her full name is Lilibet. Lilibet is how you would pronounce it in the UK. Lilibet. Lilibet, Diana, Mountbatten, Windsor. We obviously know who is being honoured by the Diana name. Of course, the late Diana, Princess of Wales. Harry's mother, of course, being honoured. The same as Princess Charlotte. Diana is one of her middle names as well. So welcome to the world, Lilibet, Lily, Diana, Mountbatten, Windsor, to the world. Lily was born on Friday, June the 4th. So, by my maths, she's actually been in the world 2 days. So the world's media did not find out about this. They did manage to keep it private and secret for, well, private really, for 2 whole days. And Lilibet was born at 11:40 a.m. in the trusted care of the doctors and staff at Santa Barbara Cottage Hospital in Santa Barbara, CA, California. Now, I am not familiar with the area myself, so I have no idea what kind of a hospital Santa Barbara Cottage Hospital is. It sounds quaint. I mean, anything with cottage in the title sounds kind of quaint and small and private, but hey, I could be completely wrong and it could be a massive, humongous, huge hospital that's sprawling and all the rest of it. So I have no idea where the hospital is, what it looks like, that kind of thing. But anyway, she was born in Santa Barbara Cottage Hospital. What I will say, of course, is that they managed to keep it private. So, which is quite an undertaking when you consider all the doctors, nurses, staff, potentially other patients who may have kind of caught wind that Meghan and Harry were in, birthing their baby. So yeah, quite, I suppose, in a way, an achievement to have, you know, kept baby under wraps for this amount of time. So she weighed in. Now, this is what a lot of people always want to know, how much the baby weighs. So she weighed in at £7 11 ounces, which I think is a good size. I mean, I'm not, you know, I haven't given birth. So, you know, I can't really imagine what it would be like to actually, you know, do the pushing and, you know, all the, yeah. But anyway, £7 11 ounces. Do let me know if you are a person that has birthed their child. Let me know what you think about £7 11 ounces. Both mother and child are healthy and well, which is, I think, you know, what everybody wants, just to have a really safe delivery. And they are settling in at home. So, of course, they're already back at home, and having some, you know, quiet, private family time. Again, they've had, you know, 2 days of quiet family time. If Meghan and Harry went home pretty much soon after the birth. I know in the UK, it's kind of customary these days. It didn't used to be, but back when I was born, you know, mothers could spend a week, 2 weeks in hospital. In the UK now, because of pressures on the National Health Service and, you know, potential bed shortage, unless you're having any actual problems, they do like to get you home as early as possible. I've even heard of mothers giving birth and going home on the same day. Granted, not necessarily with your first child, but second, third, fourth, as long as you're healthy and well, they can, and there's no issues, they can send you out of hospital. So if Meghan and Harry left hospital pretty soon after the birth, they could have had up to, you know, 2 days of quiet family time. Lily is named after her great-grandmother, Her Majesty the Queen, whose family nickname is Lilibet. Her middle name, Diana, was chosen to honour her beloved late grandmother, the Princess of Wales, which I think, you know, I've just explained. The one thing I will say is that in recent times, Harry spoke about, you know, his family, in the main Oprah interview, but he also spoke about his family in the Me You Can't See, which of course he did with a show he's undertaken with Oprah as well. I've just highlighted a part of what he said during the Me You Can't See, and this is only going back, what, a couple of weeks, if that. So Harry spoke out about his relationship with Prince Charles, where he said, he spoke about his strained relationship with Prince Charles, and he said, he's treated me the way that he was treated. So how can I change that for my own kids? Now, of course, when you're talking about Prince Charles and the way that he was treated, Harry is referring to the parenting skills, or how Prince Charles was brought up by the Queen and Prince Philip, who, of course, you know, way back when Prince Charles was born, especially if you were a royal, you weren't taken on foreign tours, you were sent off to boarding schools, and of course Charles famously hated his boarding school, Gordonston, which was basically his kind of secondary education. Things were very different back then, especially for a royal child. And yeah, so basically Harry was criticising the Queen no more than 2 weeks ago. So I'm kind of, I don't know, is it sincere? Let me know in the comment section. Do you think it's sincere that Harry is honouring the Queen so recently, after he's basically just said that, you know, her and Prince Philip's parenting skills were not very good? And that's me putting it, you know, I suppose, quite nicely. So let me know what you think. Do you think it's sincere? Do you not think it's sincere? I just kind of thought it was a point bringing up because, you know, that's literally what Harry said less than 2 weeks ago. I'm not making it up. That's exactly what he said. He's treated me the way he was treated. So how can I change that for my own kids? So, you know, just put that in perspective. But let's carry on anyway. This, of course, is the second child for the couple, who also have a 2-year-old son named Archie Harrison Mountbatten Windsor. The Duke and Duchess, thank you for your warm wishes and prayers as they enjoy this special time as a family. Again, I know a lot of people will be talking about kind of titles and styles. Regardless of what was said in the Oprah interview, the rules have not been changed. Who knows when Charles is king, he may opt to change things, but at the moment, the rules still stand. And Archie and Lily, when they are old enough, when Charles is king, under current rules that have not been changed, they will be entitled to be HRH and Prince and Princess. So that could still potentially happen when Charles becomes king. Also, if it was Harry and Meghan's wish that they didn't take up those styles and titles, it would be up to Archie and Lily when they turn 18 to choose whether or not they wish to take up those titles. Now, of course, this could potentially change if, when Charles is king, he modifies things and if he issues new letters patent, which could change things. But at the moment, under current UK legislation and laws and letters patent, under the George V Convention, they still have those entitlements when Charles is king. So a message of thanks from the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. On June the 4th, we were blessed with the arrival of our daughter, Lily. She is more than we could have ever imagined, and we remain grateful for the love and prayers we've felt from across the globe. Thank you for your continued kindness and support during this very special time for our family. For those inquiring or sending gifts, because I know some people might want to, we would ask that you support or learn more about these organisations working for women and girls. So there's Girls Inc., Harvest Home, Camp Fed, or Minor Malia Foundation. So if you go to the Archwell website, just scroll down, you will see the kind of hyperlinks for those. So if you want to support, if you want to send a gift, if you want to kind of celebrate, I suppose, and actually do something for the birth of Lily, go to that page and find the links, and obviously you can donate to those charities. So while the Duke and Duchess are on parental leave, so they are taking a little bit of time off, we don't know for how long, but they are taking some, Archibald will continue to do important work and publish stories on this site. We look forward to seeing you. So, do feel free to check back on the page and see kind of what's happened. Right, I'm going to kind of go up now and read some comments and questions. Let's just have a look. Candy Perez says, wait, so you can't criticise your parent or grandparents' parenting skills and still love and name your children after them? No, because obviously Harry's done that. But is it sincere? Doreen says, hello from Buffalo. Hello. Lots of people saying hello. By the way, I hope you are all well. Nancy says, I hope they had the Queen's permission to use her child. I don't think you need permission to use the name. You can basically, I think, call your child whatever you want within reason. So no, I don't think they would have needed any sort of permission. The Queen hasn't got exclusive use of Lilibet. Especially, no, she totally hasn't. So no, they wouldn't have had to have the Queen's permission. Jenny J says, I love the name of the baby. It is really sweet, and it is, a really sweet honour. Angela says, how do they use Lilibet after being so awful to Her Majesty? That's kind of why I was talking about sincerity. Healing Vibration says, congratulations, Meghan. And Jill Wotton says, they couldn't get any further up the Queen's beep. More faces than a church clock. Lisa says, everyone's going to have their own opinions. Corgi says, I sometimes imagine, what if their daughter was Prince Philip reincarnated? Oh, now there's a deep discussion. I think we might save reincarnation for a completely different day. But yes, some people do believe in, reincarnation and, mystical things kind of happening. Joe Harris says, you people in the comments need a life. An LMAO. Ria says, uh-oh, here comes the hateful comments, laughy face. Well, I do ask that everyone is respectful to me and also to other people in the comments as well. Because if I do see any, hateful type comments, they will be deleted. And you will be blocked from commenting. Caroline N says, we in the USA don't care much, live in Santa Barbara. And Doreen says, congratulations to the family. Voshawn says, I bet she's so pretty. Well, of course we don't know. There hasn't been a photo released. We haven't seen a foot or a hand or whatever Harry and Meghan want to show. So no, we're going to have to wait, I think, to see kind of what Lily looks like. But I imagine she's, as sweet and as lovely as what Archie was when we eventually got to see him. Angela says, replying to someone else, so I'll continue. Deb says, disgrace to the Queen and Diana. I'm sure the Queen was thrilled not. No, I think, to be fair, the Queen would be honoured to have, a grandchild named after her. I definitely think that the Queen would be honoured. Like I say, it's all about sincerity. On the one hand, you've got Harry and Meghan very recently, very outspokenly criticising the royal family in general, Prince Charles, and of course the parental skills of Prince Charles. So I think it's like a double-sided thing. On the one hand, they're being really, really sweet and they're honouring Harry's grandmother, the Queen, with a beautiful, gorgeous name. By the way, I love the name. I absolutely love the name. But like I say, it's all about sincerity, considering what's happened over the past, few months, basically. Suzanne says, they really have no shame. Of course, everyone expected Diana, but to use the Queen's nickname after they have done is a new low. I mean, like I said, everyone's going to be having their opinions. Julie says, good question on the whole Queen thing. Friday June the 4th was Mima Rue's mother's birthday. Let's have a look. I'm just kind of going down the comments. I'm going to go all the way literally down to the bottom. I'm going all the way down just because I've got a lot of comments coming in. Sterling says, what did Harry say about the Queen's parenting? I'll read you what he said. So he said, speaking about Prince Charles, he said, he's treated me the way that he was treated. And of course, Harry was saying that he wasn't treated very well by his father. Therefore, he indicated that the Queen and Prince Philip's parenting was not good towards Prince Charles. So that's what he said. And that was on the Me You Can't See. I think it was the first episode. Let's have a look. Wendy says, congratulations on the new baby for Prince Harry and Meghan. Children are precious no matter what race they are. We are all God's children. Amen. Absolutely. Lilibet, Diana Mountbatten Windsor, a beautiful name. It is a gorgeous name. I actually really love it. And I'm quite surprised that Lilibet hasn't come out in a previous royal baby name. So to kind of have the Lilibet and the Diana together is a really, really beautiful name. Kind of Lily and Archie work very well together as a kind of name combination. They kind of roll off the tongue. Archie, Lily. I mean, you can imagine Harry and Meghan, outside calling to them, Archie, Lily. It's all kinds of work. So I actually love the name. Let's have a look. 2020 phone says, I don't think he's HRH anymore. He is. Harry is HRH. They just are not using it for work purposes. So there's been a lot of talk about titles being put into abeyance. What happened at the Sandringham Summit was not the titles being put into abeyance. Rather, the styles, actually. The royal style of HRH. That hasn't been put into abeyance. They just kind of agreed to not use it for work purposes. So abeyance and choosing not to use something that you have is totally different. So no, they still have the HRH, but are just choosing not to use it, which is not the same as a title being in abeyance. Mona Lisa says, only 2 names, not 3. Well, you know, it's up to them. Maybe they want something a little bit more simple, which is fine. I mean, you don't have to have 4 or 5 middle names. Aurora Rose says, I do think using someone's pet name could be viewed as intrusive. I mean, it depends on your own individual viewpoint, I suppose. I mean, personally, I don't find it intrusive, but, you know, maybe insincere considering what's happened over the past, you know, few weeks, but I don't find it intrusive. Caroline N says Prince William is the only one who is a good role model for Except the Queen. Right. I'm going to kind of move on a little bit to see if there's any other information that we know. I don't think there is anything coming out at the moment. I'm literally updating and refreshing my screen to see if there's anything else that I've kind of missed, and I don't think there is at the moment. Oh, the only thing is obviously with a new royal birth, the line of succession changes because a new royal birth doesn't affect anybody above you in the line of succession, but it does push everyone behind you in the line a position down. So for example, Beatrice and Eugenie and of course their children will be pushed a place down in the line of succession. So I will sort of mention that as well, but everybody above is not affected. Let's have a look. Katie says, God, they really want to go to that Jubilee. A Jubilee and, for example, Trooping the Colour are family celebrations. They're kind of celebrated very publicly, but they aren't actual, but they're more kind of family celebrations than anything else. So Harry and Meghan could be invited with their children to, for example, Trooping the Colour or to the Jubilee celebrations, as you suggested. But of course, it would be entirely up to them as to whether or not they can make it, whether they're able to make it, if the coronavirus restrictions are still going on, because we don't know. So yeah, I'm sure they would be invited, but it would be entirely up to them to if they wanted to come. Mona Lisa says, is the Queen's nickname Lilibet? It was her childhood nickname, and obviously some close members of the family would still call her that. I doubt her children and grandchildren call her that. I don't know. I don't think I've heard anyone comment on it, to be honest. So I'm going to have to say I don't know. But it was kind of what her parents, perhaps her cousins, Philip might have called her. Kind of her contemporaries. I think her contemporaries in the royal family would have called her that. In private, of course. In public, it would still be Your Majesty and all the rest of it. So yeah, I think the really kind of close core members that were her contemporaries. But yes, that was her childhood nickname. Right. And that's kind of it at the moment. I'm hoping, like everyone else, that we get to see a picture. But of course, that is entirely up to Harry and Meghan. What they choose to do is up to them. You know, Lily is their child. What they choose to share privately is, well, publicly, is entirely up to them. But that's not going to stop people wanting to see the new baby, basically. Right. Let's go. I'm trying to read some questions. Mary says, if Harry and Meghan aren't invited to the Jubilee, they'll adopt twin girls to try to steal the spotlight. What? I don't think anybody will be stealing twin girls. Another thing that I know people are going to ask is about nationality. Of course, you know, Archie was born in the UK and of course had a right to be an American citizen, but obviously the paperwork and the embassies would have to be informed to kind of get that rolling. So we don't know if that's happened yet, but I'm sure it has. So Archie will be an American citizen and a a United Kingdom citizen as well. I think it works exactly the same way. If you are born in the US, you automatically have a right to become to be a US United States citizen. I know sometimes people say, well, America, is the continent, but it's United States. So yes, you get a right to be a United States citizen. But I think it works the same way, but in reverse. I think Harry and Meghan would have to apply to the nearest British embassy to have the birth registered officially for the United Kingdom purposes. But of course, yes, basically, I think it works exactly the same way as Archie, but the opposite way around. Ashley says, yes, it's the same way. Born in the USA, you are a citizen, and that's it. But yeah, I think you would have to register the birth with the UK officials as well. Nicole says, oh no. Oh, talking to other people. Don't worry about that. Katie says, they need to be nice to the Queen. She's lived way too long for the stress from the likes of them. I mean, one thing I think that the Countess of Wessex has said recently, she spoke the Earl and Countess of Wessex, Sophie and Edward, gave their first kind of official interview since their wedding. And one of the things that Sophie said was kind of, when asked about the Oprah interview, she said, Oprah who? She was joking. I mean, what she was kind of referring to is that whatever happens, whatever comes the royal family's way, from Harry and Meghan, whatever, truth bombs Harry and Meghan want to drop, that the royal family are just kind of above it all, and they'll just ride over it and ride through it just like they have been. They will just carry on doing the relentless work that has to be done, not putting themselves first, but putting the nation first, putting duty before self. They will keep on carrying on. And basically that is what Sophie was referring to. It was like, Oprah who? Oprah interview what? That kind of thing. So yes, basically, yeah. They will keep on carrying on. Duchess of Zafula Empire, I like the name, says, I can't even pronounce the first name of the baby. Okay, I'm going to say it, and then you can try and repeat it. I don't know. Lilibet. That's how you would say it. So I don't know. I think in an American accent, it might be, you might sort of automatically go to say it as Lilibet. You might say Lilibet, but it's not. It's Lilibet. In the UK, it would be Lilibet. But there we go. Right. Yeah, Archie, I mean, we don't know. We don't know if Harry and Meghan have put in, the application for him, because you have to register the birth still to be a citizen of any country. The country has to be formally informed paperwork that you have been born. So there you go. Shaw Catelli says, my problem, Harry and Meghan got what they wanted. Why are they still having problems? I don't know, but I'm sure we'll hear about it on Oprah. Tootsler says, love the name. I do too. Lilibet, so sweet. It is the Queen's nickname. Gemini Blue says, I love that Meghan Harry keeps you salty haters pressed. Spelt incorrectly. Ashley Lauren says, yes, like Lily, but yes, you got it, girl. Christine says, can't we all just get along? The question I've often asked, and never really got an answer to. GR says, what a disgusting insult to the Queen. Lilibet is an affectionate name given to Her Majesty from her recently late husband. Parents, no, it was her parents actually. Have these two got no decency or respect whatsoever? Unhinged liars. Strong words from GRW. Doris Forbes says, hello and thanks for the update. You are more than welcome. Bella Boo Kitty, I love the name, says, am I the only one who thinks that Anne would be a beautiful middle name for Lily? Yeah, actually, it would. Katie says, it's a pretty name, 100% sweet little girl name. It is adorable. Let's have a look. I'm kind of going through. A Renee or Rini says the Queen is human like everyone on this earth, and like everyone, she too has made human mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes. That is true. Let's have a look. Jenna Rose B says they bash the royal family but select names to cling. Sad pair. Sorry for the Hollywood future for them. The birth of a child is always a celebration. God bless the Queen. And Sterling says ever since Harry and Meghan ruined Eugenie's wedding, I've not liked them. Well, they did announce that they were pregnant at the wedding, not publicly, but they did at Eugenie's, wedding reception. But they had their Australasia tour. I think they were going the day after or a couple of days after. I forget, it's been a long time. But I remember commenting at the time, and I haven't changed my view on this. I think that it was their only chance at Eugenie's wedding to tell the family that they were going to have the baby before it was announced publicly. And when I say announced publicly, I mean at that point Meghan couldn't really hide the baby bump that was Archie, because obviously when she got to Australasia tour, the bump was kind of pretty evident. So I think what they wanted to do was inform family before the family found out in the press. So I can understand it, but what they perhaps could have done is that kind of told the family or the main bulk of the family perhaps a week earlier than Eugenie's wedding. So yeah, potentially they could have announced it a little bit earlier than what they did, which would have avoided the making a big family announcement at somebody's wedding. Paulette says you are salty. Well, I'm not salty. I'm calling everything out for what it is. Sue D says Queen Elizabeth's nickname when she was a child. If so, Meghan is more of a conniving bee than I thought. Wow, strong words indeed. Katie says, ha ha, that was a fake bump. Do you know what? I've heard all about these fake bumps and what was it? Fake babies and animatronic babies and all the rest of it. I have to say, I don't think that any of that was true. I think Meghan was really, really pregnant. So no, I don't think there was any baby bump. I'm not a baby bump theorist. Let's put it that way. I'm not a fake baby bump theorist. Mrs. Pilling says, I wish the Sussex family every health and happiness. Me too. Absolutely. Karen W says, if they had not done the Oprah interview, I would have thought the name was a sweet gesture. Yeah, I mean, basically, they're being judged on what they've done recently. And what they have done recently is criticise the royal family. And don't forget, that was a choice. Oprah was not holding a gun to Harry and Meghan's head. She didn't rock up outside their house, outside their door, barge her way in and, stick a gun to their head and say, you have got to tell your truth. You have got to tell your... In fact, she said it's your truth. And as we know, your truth is not necessarily the truth. So, there's always two sides to every story. Remember, recollections may vary. So yeah, I just kind of think that, they'll be judged on what they've done recently. And that is criticise when they didn't actually have to. It's a choice. It's a choice to do it. They could have said nothing and just got on with their successful lives, because they have had successful Spotify deals. They have had successful Netflix deals, and nobody is taking that away. No one is taking that away from them. But they could have just carried on and sorted out their own kind of mental health issues that they are saying they sustained during membership of the royal family. They could have sorted that out privately. They didn't need to put it out so publicly. So to then, criticise the Queen and then call, call your new baby kind of a tribute name to the Queen. As I said, it's all about sincerity. So is it coming across as sincere? Paulette says, how did you know they did not tell the family? Because it was widely reported that the first time that the family was told was then. And as we know, a lot of what the royal reporters were saying at the time actually turned out to be, at least in part, true. I'm not saying that the press didn't stretch the truth. I'm not saying they didn't get things mixed up. But by and by, pretty much the whole thrust of what was being said, there was some kind of truth. I mean, even if you go back to the, who made who cry story at the wedding dress fitting, there was, the story was mixed up. Meghan was saying, obviously, that it was Catherine that made her cry, but yet the story itself was true. Somebody cried. They didn't quite get it right. They got things mixed up, but the thrust of it was still there. Cheryl says, but everything was leaked by his family, and that is very wrong. Not everything. A lot of it was to do with that whole, communications, guy's boyfriend leaking it to Dan Wootton, that kind of thing. And I think that's where a lot of information was leaked. Kimberly says the name is a legacy. Wonderful. I love the name. I really, really do. Tammy says you make me laugh out loud. Well, thank you. Shaw Katali says Oprah and Gayle did not hold a gun, but Oprah's platform is about peace. Then why is she causing so much controversy? Laura says, I don't think their public confession was all bad for the family. It's helping them to grow and be better. What, the family or Harry and Meghan? Paulette says, what about what the royal family did? They did not defend Harry and Meghan. They allowed the media to trash them. They had to defend themselves. Well, like I said, a lot of what was being kind of said in the media did have some basis in truth. So you couldn't really say that something wasn't true when it kind of was. But then to correct a story with the right information would have actually revealed the truth of whatever was going on that perhaps, even Meghan and Harry wouldn't have benefited from themselves. So I actually think that the royal family, by saying nothing in a lot of circumstances, I think they genuinely thought that that was the right course of action. The never complain, never explain thing. But that doesn't necessarily always suit everybody. And I don't think it suited Harry and Meghan. So although it kind of works with William and Catherine and lots of the other members of the royal family, it wasn't where Harry and Meghan were in their headspace. Harry and Meghan, I think, really needed that kind of fight back. They kind of felt like they needed to answer the criticisms and all the rest of it, and they were being restricted from doing so. That didn't suit them. But that's not to say that it's wrong, and it's not to say that it doesn't suit other members of the royal family perfectly well. KOR says, is it mixed up or is it they turned it on Meghan? We don't know. Because at the moment we're getting one version of truth and the royal family haven't given anything back. So we're getting one version of the truth and not necessarily the whole picture. And people should remember that entirely. Andy H, hello. Let's have a look. Tammy says, Elliot has always defended Meghan. I have. Go back through all my videos. And spoke the truth and weeded through the lies. Well, I've tried. H. London says, and it is indeed an honour to Her Majesty. Anne Wilson says, she wants to be accepted back in Britain. That's why it's not going to happen. No one wants either of them back here. I wonder who they picked for this. Well, like I said, I don't believe in the whole surrogate issue, but I will say that in terms of any, public poll that include the popularity of the royal family, Harry and Meghan are at an all-time low in terms of the popularity in Britain. Britain has not responded well to what Harry and Meghan's truth bombs. Joanne says, we have a naming tradition in our family. The girls are named after both grandmothers, my mother, me and my daughter. Yeah, a bit like me with my family in the male line. My middle name is often a middle name with the males. Healing vibrations. Well, who doesn't want a healing vibration? Says, do you think His Royal Highness Prince Henry of Wales will ever return to the UK? Well, I think he will. As far as we are aware, he is coming back to the unveiling of the Diana statue, which is not too far away. Like I've said before, on the Diana statue, I personally think it should be pushed back by another year. I think things aren't in the right place and to necessarily unveil the statue. Harry and William, by all accounts, are not in, a really good place to, I think, really put on that show of unity that I think you would know if it wasn't sincere. But also the coronavirus restrictions, I think lots of public would like to be there. And at the moment, they're on about putting out, easing our lockdown restrictions, putting it back by another month because of things that are going on. So no, I personally think that should be put back another year, and I don't think people would mind, and people would completely understand entirely. Right, and I think that's it. I'm going to refresh my news page just to see if anything else has come out. I don't think we're going to see anything else coming out about the birth yet. All we know is, baby and mother are healthy and well, and they are settling in at home. So I would like to say and send our huge congratulations to the Duke and Duchess of Sussex from myself and from all of the viewers of Royal Reviewer and any of my other channels as well. I think everybody can join together in sending them huge congratulations and a happy and successful and peaceful future. So from me in Shropshire, mwah, to you all.